Chuck, a mobile maternity clinic will expand services to rural central Illinois communities. Earlier this month, the Meridian Health Plan of Illinois and Centene Foundation gave OSF Healthcare a $1.5 million grant. This is to expand its on-call services over the next 3 years. The grant funds a new mobile maternity care van. It serves pregnant women in 8 counties, including Marshall, Putnam, and Woodford. According to the March of Dimes, 34% of counties in the state are considered maternal health deserts. Meridian CEO Crystal Gary says this mobile clinic will provide prenatal services, pregnancy education, lab work, blood pressure monitoring, and breastfeeding support.
Because many women, might otherwise have to travel an hour or 2 hours to access an appointment. Instead, being able to make an appointment at a mobile clinic that will come to them makes a huge difference in breaking down some of those barriers to care.
Eligible patients can self-enroll online or be referred by their provider or health plan immediately.